Very good afternoon, students. This is Amit Singh, lecturer in Commerce, Pragati Mahavidyalaya Degree College. Now, as we have already discussed in the earlier session, class number 1, that the subject which I am teaching is Introduction to Indian Economy. And in the last class, we have already discussed about the characteristics of Indian economy. Now, in class number 2, we will go through the topic called mixed economy. Now, before we actually get into the meaning of mixed economy, we should first understand that India is a country which is following the mixed economy system. Now, what do you mean by mixed economy? Now, mixed economy is an economic system where you will find the characteristics of a capitalist economy and a socialist economy. Now, what do you mean by a capitalist economy? Now, a capitalist economy is an economy where the role of the government is almost zero. So, every single activity is controlled or done by the private sector. Now, why do we have such an economy where everything is controlled by the private sector is that country might be a developed country where the people of those country might be capable of handling their own affairs and maybe capable economically to take care of themselves. But when you talk about a socialist economy is an economy where the affairs, the economy is majoritarily controlled by the government. Therefore, government calls the shots, government is in control of everything. And here, in a socialist economy, the role of private sector is almost zero. So, there are economies in the world which are following wholly capitalist system of functioning. There are economies which are following socialist system of functioning. But when you talk about a country like India, we are following a system of mixed economy where we have some qualities, some characteristics of a capitalist economy and we have some characteristics of a socialist economy. Now the question is, why are we following a mixed economy system? Why do we need a mixed economy? The answer to this question is, when we achieved independence in 1947, we had a population where majority of the population was basically poor or below the poverty line. But we also had a section which could take care of itself. Therefore, the government at that time thought that you should have a system where you should have government and simultaneously the private enterprise also. Therefore, we have a mixed economic system now. But when you talk about India, when you talk about mixed economy, in the earlier class we have discussed about our economy which is divided into two eras, that is the pre-liberalization era and the post-liberalization era. When you talk about a pre-liberalization era, that is before 1990, India was a mixed economy, but the role of the government was major, whereas the role of the private sector was very minor. But after 1991, after the liberalization policy, the LPG policy, India still is a mixed economy. But the role of the government is comparatively coming down, whereas the role of the private sector is considerably increasing. Therefore, even though we were a mixed economy from 1947 and even though we are a mixed economy today, the role played by the public sector and private sector has changed, and today we are in a situation where government is trying to reduce its role, whether you call it a disinvestment, whether you call it selling away the sick units or whatever, but still government role is coming down and the private sector is playing a predominant role today. When I say role, it could be employment wise. When I say role, it could be production wise. There are so many things which public sector and private sector are doing. Therefore, a mixed economy is an economic system where you will find both characteristics of a socialist economy and a capitalist economy. Now, we will go through the characteristics of a mixed economy. The first characteristic of a mixed economy is coexistence of public and private sector. As I told you, in a mixed economy, you will find public sector and you will find the private sector also. Now you may ask me, sir, why do we need a public sector and why do we need a private sector? Is suppose I want to buy a kg of rice, wherein if I go to a private kirana store and would like to buy a kg of rice, that will cost me nearly 45-50 rupees, a good quality rice. But I can't, as a government of this country, I can't ask a poor person to go and buy rice worth 50 rupees per kg, because we are as a government, I am responsible for the welfare of the people. Therefore, the government of India has set up ration shops where you will get rice at a subsidized rate. Therefore, you have both public sector and private sector functioning together in a mixed economy. Point number 2, government control on monopoly. Now, when you talk about monopoly is a market situation where you have a single seller controlling the market and you do not have any competition to that seller. But in a mixed economy, in an economy like India, which is a developing economy, there are good number of poor people. For such people, one fellow creating monopoly is nothing but exploitation of the consumer. If you talk about a government like Telangana, here electricity is supplied by the government, water is supplied by the government, wherein the government has monopoly in the supply of these commodities, but it is not given to the private entrepreneurs. The question is, why is it not given to the private entrepreneurs? Because when government is supplying electricity and water, it is doing it at a subsidized rate. For example, when we get water supply every alternative day in Telangana, for 15 days we get water. Even if we take it as 1000 liters per day, we get 15,000 liters of water every month. But you purchase the same water in a kirana store, for example, a Bisleri water, you will get it for 15 to 20 rupees per liter. So 15,000 rupees, even if because it is mineral water, that fellow might be selling it at 20 rupees. Assume that you give the water supply to a private fellow, even if he charges 1 rupee per liter, for 15,000 liters in a month, you need to pay 15,000 rupees as the water bill, which no below poverty line or middle class person can afford because it is their salary. There are employees who are getting not even 15,000 per month. Therefore, government will not allow creation of monopoly by the private entrepreneurs, but government creates monopoly in order to help the poor. Point number 3 is economic planning. Now, economic planning basically is necessary because when government would like to implement schemes for the poor and the downtrodden section of the society, it needs to have a plan. A scheme is necessary because allocation by the government, the finance minister, has to be done. Therefore, economic planning is necessary. Because of this reason, when we got independence in 1947, the government of those days decided to have 5-year plans. Till 2014, we had 5-year plans. After that, the Niti Aayog came into existence. But economic planning is a very important characteristic of a mixed economy. Then government regulation on private sector. As I already told you, government and private sector exist together in mixed economy. But when private sector, private entrepreneur wants to start a business, he has to contact the government, he has to take permission from the government, only then you are supposed to start your business. Even if you would like to start a joint stock company, for example, you need to have your articles, you need to have your memorandum, you need to submit those to the registrar of companies, wherein you will have to get permissions from those people. Without permissions, you can't start your enterprise. Therefore, private enterprises have their freedom, but freedom only by following the government rules and regulations. Fifth point is social welfare. As I told you, the basic idea of the public sector of the government in India is to provide social welfare. They do not work for profit motive. Therefore, a downtrodden section, a below poverty line section, he is provided all basic necessities by the government only for the welfare of the people. And the last point is existence of joint sector. Now, when you talk about a joint sector, we are basically talking about public and private partnership. You take the Hyderabad Metro, for example, it is constructed with public-private partnership, wherein when the government is not able to do everything on its own, it will take the help of the private entrepreneur also. The ultimate point here is, when you are having a system of public-private partnership, one, infrastructure will come very fast, but again government will also take steps to ensure that that infrastructure does not become costly. Therefore, you have a public-private partnership. When government is not able to do everything on its own, it will take the help of private entrepreneurs also. So, joint sector is also a very important characteristic of mixed economy. So, these points are telling us that mixed economy has these characteristics and India has these characteristics. Therefore, we are referring to India as a mixed economy. The last point that I'd like to make is, how long will India continue to be a mixed economy? The answer to this question is, as long as there are people who can't take care of themselves, you need mixed economy. When a child is born, for example, it can't take care of itself. The mother of that particular child will help the child in growing up, and once the child grows up, the mother will not take care of that child. The child will do things on its own. In the same way, when you talk about an economy, as long as there are poor people in this economy, mixed economy is important, public sector is important. Once every individual in this country is capable economically, we can definitely switch to a capitalist economy where the government role can come down, maybe become zero. So these are the points about mixed economy. I hope it was clear. Thank you.